Hey, what's up guys? Ken here from the Retro Toy Escapades channel in Malaysia. And okay, you know what? Enough teasing around, enough of the grainy website pictures and other photos circulating online. Here is the real deal himself. In hand, the real faker. Not a hoax, not a duplicate, but the real official MOTU Origins faker. FAKER, the evil robot of Skeletor with the face of He-Man. Now, as I've mentioned in my earlier videos, I never owned the original vintage version of FAKER up to this point, so this is a pretty big moment for me. And you know what? Honestly speaking, the original vintage FAKER is surprisingly hard to grab on the secondary market with all his parts intact. But we've got this version now. That's as close to the vintage original, yet also upgraded with modern styling and possibility. Now, I want to thank my good buddy James for helping me track down this FAKER unit for the review today. And almost as exciting as the action figure itself is the new packaging artwork that comes with every MOTU figure, and FAKER here offers us yet another in a long list of stunning cardback visuals. The narrative here says, the robotic replica FAKER lures the heroes of Eternia into deadly traps. And the visual actually gives us an idea of how FAKER could pull off such a deception. We see these two warriors, RAM-Man and Many Faces, seeing a silhouette of what appears to be He-Man. But when they get too close, it's too late. It's like, hey He-Man, how's it going? And then, oh no, it's not him! Die, Masters! Yeah! Now this is like the oldest trick in the book. It's like you seeing a silhouette of a cat in the shadows, and you're like, here, kitty, kitty, here. And then the damn thing steps into the light, and it's a Komodo dragon. You could be wondering just how exactly a bunch of seasoned Masters of the Universe characters like these would even fall for a trap like that. You know, being fooled by an outline or a shadow. But then you realize that among the characters used here, RAM-Man isn't particularly known for being too bright, seeing as how he's a human battering ram who uses his head to ram into solid things constantly and probably has brain damage by now. And Many Faces is constantly warring between three personalities, a human, a robot, and a monster, so he probably can't even think straight. Inside the package, we get the instruction guide for the figure, which shows you how all the parts can be disassembled and swapped about. They started including these with the last wave of figures, and it's nice to see that they're keeping at it. Now we also get an all-new mini-comic, and we finally find out the title for this, and it's Sucker Punch. Now that is a pretty wacky looking cover there. I've been doing up the mini comic reviews separately on the channel. Do check them out if you haven't already, and I'll be sure to do a review on this one pretty soon as well, so wait for it. Okay guys, now this is it. Alright, let's get down to checking out FAKER straight out of the package. This is it guys, the worldwide debut, okay, the moment you've been waiting for. FAKER in person. Now, actually, when you get a really good look at him and the overall color scheme, blue body, orange armor, and red hair, now you might start to wonder just what exactly were the original designers from the 1980s puffing on when they thought up his design, okay? FAKER looks seriously trippy and hallucinogenic. Look, either way, these are some funky colors, alright? And FAKER would be great, I guess, at a rave party on Saturday night. But you know what? It's Masters of the Universe. It's expected to be colorful, crazy, insane, and you just go with the flow. Now, FAKER has the same action figure body as all of the previous human MOTU characters. And I'm glad to see that all the joints on him appear to be very sturdy. Now it's good to see that the quality control on these figures have remained consistently high. I've never had a problem with any loose joints on them so far. Also, the paint apps are solid. Okay, the colors look bright and everything is applied neatly. You know, if He-Man ever merged with DNA from the Smurfs, this might be the result. I'm not sure if you guys can hear some static in the background, like the sound of falling rain. Well, if you can, that's because I'm doing up the video after midnight and it's thunderstorming outside, like Skeletor's armies are invading the neighborhood. Anyway, the standout bit with this figure is obviously the use of the vintage He-Man head, which first made its appearance with the deluxe battle armor set and which we are now getting with FAKER as well. So here's the vintage head next to the newly revised He-Man head from Wave 1. Now, what say we swap them about? Alright. Well, how about that, guys? You know, even if he might be feeling a little blue, He-Man just looks so much better with the vintage head on. Now, what do you guys think? FAKER gets one accessory, which is the orange version of what could be the power sword. Now, this isn't a straight up replica though of the one that came with He-Man, as this one is a full sword, while He-Man's was only half so that he could combine it with Skeletor's. And the hilt on this sword is different as well, if you notice. Now, the sword fits very nicely into FAKER's hand, and once you've got it in there, you can pretty much complete the look of pure evil. That's right. Pure evil. And check this out, guys. Since they share the same body, you can basically get FAKER into all of the same iconic poses as you can with your He-Man figure. Now, how cool is that? Now, MOTU fans will of course remember that FAKER comes with a hidden secret feature. But to get to it, you're gonna have to get his armor off. That's right, get all the straps off, get the entire piece of his body, and then flipping him around will reveal his true robotic nature. Now check that out. Now this bit of circuitry, exposed circuitry on his body, was originally presented as a sticker on the vintage figure, but with the new one, thankfully it's printed on, so it looks so much better. Well, actually, it pretty much still looks like a tape recorder to me, but you know, that's what they've given us, and that's basically the only hint of his true robotic form. So yeah, that's FAKER for you guys. Now, hey guys, I did mention that I've never owned the original vintage FAKER figure from the 1980s. However, I do seem to have some of his accessories because these turned up in an eBay lot from a couple of years ago, and I've still kept them around waiting for the day that I could just own the perfect FAKER figure. But these actually came with the original straps, which are extremely fragile. These would break at just the slightest hint of aggression, I think. And these basically came with all of the Wave 1 figures, which were He-Man, Skeletor, and ZODAC. They all had these same straps, and I basically hate them, you know. And I also have the power sword, okay, well, the original FAKER sword. And well, as you can see, this thing has seen better days, okay, especially at the, you know, at the tip of it there, where it looks like yeah, it looks pretty chewed up there, like a kid from the 1980s used it as a pacifying tool. Or maybe his cat had a go at it. I don't know, man. But yeah, this thing is pretty banged up, okay? But hey, it's vintage. So that's the video, guys. That's my look at MOTU Origins FAKER. Now, at the time of the posting, I do believe that this is the very first video review for FAKER turning up anywhere on YouTube. That makes it a YouTube first. So yeah, I hope you guys will share out the video. Let's take this thing to the next level. I want to see maybe 1,000 views in the next 12 hours, okay? If that's possible. But no, seriously guys, I had a lot of fun making the video, and I do want to thank you for joining me. Do leave me a like and a comment, and let me know what you thought of the video and what you think of the new Faker figure. Let me know what's on your collecting list for this year with MOTU, and I'll catch you guys again real soon with more reviews.